Here is why things are falling apart. I have a theory, and maybe you clicked on this video because you know that or there's a part of your life that is changing, that is going against your expectations, that is not happening the way that you want it to happen. And maybe you clicked on this video because you know deep inside you that there's a silver lining in why these things are happening in your life. Maybe you're just not clear with what that is yet. And if this is something that showed up in your video and you're watching this right now, then the universe wants you to know that things are falling apart so that things can come into place. Again, things are falling apart so that things can come into place. Your old chapter, wherein your old beliefs, your old connections, your old identity, everything that has to do with your old or past life, it's being broken down into a lot of different pieces. That is maybe no, really heartbreaking. It's really painful. It's really there's a lot of struggle. There's a lot of suffering as well, and maybe it's a chaotic moment in your life. But that chaos that is happening in your current life is what will allow you to have a new set of canvas where you can paint a new chapter of your life. I do believe that if God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, if the universe is taking a certain part of your life away, then that means that it's sorry, I did. I'm sorry, but if something is being taken away from your life right now, then that means that life is trying to make some space for what you can create, for what can come in your life. So if something is taken away from you, now you have space. And if you have space, then that means that the better things in life can now come into your life. And so things are falling apart so that things can come into place. Every success story that I am sharing here on my YouTube channel as well, or even in my podcast or in my TikToks, they all came from a broken moment in my life. And honestly, I won't be able to share them if I didn't go through the hard times. The hard times are what made the easy times worth it. And I'm not saying that you should go and find the hard things in life. I do believe that you can kind of be enlightened and grow and expand in two different ways. Number one is you can learn from your own experience, which is very powerful. And maybe that's what's happening in your life. If you can see that things are falling apart, maybe that's one. You're growing through your own experiences, through the painful experiences as well. But the second one is growing from other people's experiences, or learning from other people's experiences, learning from other people's painful moments. And if you are here, then maybe can be a mixture of both. It doesn't need to be just one over the other. If you feel like life is not where it's supposed to be, then first of all, I want to assure you that you're on the right track. Okay? Things are falling apart so things can come into place. Second is maybe you're here because there's also a message that you gotta get or you gotta apply in your own experience that you can get from this video. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's your own reflection on things. But for example, this video, I don't know if I'm not hacking or doing some research around this. I just know for a fact that if this is on your uh, YouTube right now, then it means, and you're still watching, that means that you are meant to see this video. So if you are seeing this video and if you're still watching this, then that thing that is happening in your life, the change that is happening in your life, is really meant to happen. And it's happening for a bigger purpose. And there's a lot of people who get stuck with they're hyper focusing on what is changing, and they're not seeing what can happen after the change. And so if you're here, then maybe I want you to also be reminded that the chaos is just the first part of what can happen. Um, I'm not sure of this Japanese phrase, kitsuniki, or kitsu. Oh my gosh! But there's this Japanese concept. I'm not sure. Kitsu. I can't pronounce it. You can search for it. But basically, what this Japanese concept is saying is, there's a vase, and in this vase, when different jars and vases, when they get broken and down into several pieces, they actually put it together, and they use gold to kind of glue them together and create them back up again as to how they were before. But now the interesting part is it's much beautiful now, because not only is the vase, but it also has golden linings that makes it more beautiful. And so for me, if chaos is happening in your life, if um, if life is trying to break you down into several pieces, then maybe it was meant to do so that the golden linings can be a part of your life. Maybe things are falling apart so things can finally come into place. And so my wish is for you, if you're still watching this, to let go. Let go of the resistance of what could have been, what should have been, what if, and start living the what is. Let go of the resistance, because the resistance is where your suffering is happening. And I don't want you to suffer. And if you're seeing this, then the universe doesn't want you to suffer as well. And so, I don't know what you're going through right now, but I do know that the light in your life is about to happen. And there's a lot of times in my life that I also felt that things are falling apart. Like, I know that feeling where you're already at your rock bottom and you think you couldn't go any lower, and then life will hit you more. But everything was just a preparation for all the beautiful things that can happen. And I know it's cliche, but I do know that everything is beautiful at the end. And if it's not beautiful yet, then it's not the end yet. So you gotta keep going. You gotta keep going until the chaos dies down and the beautiful things come into place. After all, you can only connect the dots moving backwards. And if you try to connect the dots, what is happening in your life right now, maybe it's not gonna make sense. What will is your trust that you are exactly where you need to be. And I guess that's the common theme that I keep on sharing here. And maybe that's also something that you needed to hear. And if not, and you're still watching, maybe you have a friend that you know that needs to hear this, and maybe you could send it to them. Or maybe you could comment down below, what are your thoughts on this? And if maybe if you like this kinds of videos, you can give it a like or click that subscribe button, because now I know that these videos are the type of videos that you guys want to watch, and I'll be more than happy to create to it. By the way, this is no like heavy editing or anything. It's just the pure message of the universe and what it wants to tell you. So hopefully it reaches you at the right moment, at the right time. So yeah, peace.